Everyone, please welcome one of our two hosts for the SOSV Climate Tech Summit, live from the SOSV HACS offices in Newark, New Jersey, Susan Schofer, the Chief Science Officer for SOSV's HACS.
Welcome to the second annual SOSV Climate Tech Summit. My name is Susan Schofer, and I'm the Chief Science Officer at HACS, the hard tech startup development program that SOSV operates in Newark, New Jersey, and Shenzhen. In fact, I'm speaking to you live from our HACS office in Newark. I will be with you throughout the show today and tomorrow. We are really excited to kick off this SOSV Climate Tech Summit because it showcases some of the most important conversations going on today in the climate tech world and draws on dozens of key founders and investors across the emerging climate tech ecosystem. Our big hope is that the summit will supply insights and connections to speed up the vital work of all climate tech founders and startups around the globe. We are passionate about accelerating work to make an impact in this important space, and we cannot do it alone. If you are watching me, you're already on our summit event platform, which is called Hoppin. Before we get started, a few quick points on how to use Hoppin. You are watching the stage. All the main programming, firesides, and panels take place here. These have been pre-recorded. We also have another area called Sessions, which is where VCs are presenting to founders and taking questions. These are live. You can find both the main stage and sessions on the schedule, which is under the reception icon in the left navigation. Another important feature on Hoppin is Chat, which you should be able to see on the right side of the Hoppin screen. You can message individuals or all the attendees from there. Our SOSV moderator is pinned at the top of Chat, so please direct any questions or concerns there. Lastly, in the left navigation, you'll see Networking, which is where you can try your hand at networking with other folks in the climate startup ecosystem. And just so you know, we will be posting all the main stage sessions on YouTube after the event is done. We'll send all registered attendees an email about that after the show. And one last thing, I'd like to say thanks to the partners who stepped up to help the summit. First, thanks to Goodwin Law, our platinum sponsor, and second to Savills and First Republic Bank, our silver sponsors. And now, I'd like to introduce my co-host for the show, Sean O'Sullivan, the founder and managing general partner of SOSV. Welcome, Sean.
Well, thank you, Susan. Thanks so much for joining us and for kicking off the show, emceeing it. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the SOSV Climate Tech Summit. The HACS office behind us is still a minimum viable product site. Only in operation for 4 months now, only about 15,000 square feet, and not even officially open yet, although we already have 9 HACS companies working from here, with more on the way. You'll meet some of them over the course of the show. We expect to open our fully built 35,000 square foot HACS office, capable of supporting up to 250 founders and their teams, to welcome many more hard tech founders from all over the world in the summer of 2023. To learn more about HACS and IndieBio, SOSV's startup development program focused on life sciences and biotech, based in New York City and San Francisco, do not miss SOSV's breakout session on the HACS and IndieBio programs tomorrow morning. You can find it on the schedule. Now, we have more than 6,000 amazing people registered for the event today, over 50% growth from last year's summit. That increased engagement is indicative of the growing interest in climate tech and also reflective of the excellent speakers from across industries and across the globe who are on the agenda today and tomorrow. SOSV produces this event in order to help the climate tech ecosystem develop faster, because we are very much in a race to get ahead of the threats of the looming climate-driven environmental disaster. This event agenda draws on all corners of the climate tech world, from Sweden to Singapore, the many climate tech categories, from food to energy to materials, and the different stages of investment, from seed stage startups to unicorns, showcasing startups from lots of different VC firms. SOSV is a big player in the climate category. In fact, we're usually listed by the industry analysts, folks like PitchBook and CB Insights, as the leading early stage investor in climate tech. That's thanks mostly to our HACS and IndieBio startup development programs. which have been funding climate tech startups for nearly a decade. We publish an annual SOSV Climate Tech 100 list that tracks how much our best companies raise and how their valuations grow. Some of the SOSV Climate Tech 100 companies will succeed, others won't. But we are certain about one thing. The more companies the venture climate ecosystem as a whole helps launch and fund, the better humanity's chances are to arrest climate change. Frederick Teo, the CEO of Gen Zero, the new investment firm with $3.6 billion to invest, has a great interview on the agenda tomorrow in which he will make the point that the companies we invest in today are our last best hope to hit the goal of net zero by 2050. It will take 20 years or more for startups founded in this generation to mature, to establish a market, and to displace the legacy carbon-based incumbents. These companies are our best shot for winning the 2050 challenge. That's why we're here today, and that's why Bill Gates at last year's SOSV Climate Tech Summit predicted that there would be as many as 10 new Teslas, which will arise from the current generation of climate companies. Let's hope he's right for the planet's sake. The road to get there will have its bends and switchbacks, and everyone in this community must do their best to keep calm and carry on, even through the tumultuous times we're living in. On the negative side, this year we're facing Russia's invasion of Ukraine, with a subsequent massive disruption in energy markets and surging inflation. Add to this a looming global recession and a massive correction in the venture capital markets. What a difference from the blue skies of last year. At the same time, on a positive note, the Biden administration's IRA brings us to an historic threshold. At least $370 billion in funding, incentives, and tax credits that will move energy, transportation, and industry more quickly to the future. Last month, the Biden administration's executive order on biomanufacturing and biotechnology produced further impetus for the private sector to get moving more rapidly to overcome humanity's over-reliance on animal agriculture, which is one of the most major areas of greenhouse gas production. Just as Washington is doing its part, this community of committed founders and determined investors is keeping the pace, turning the flywheel of innovation and capital that we all know can accomplish great things, and in the case of our collective climate future, must achieve great things. We've got some good news. Climate tech investing in 2022 is almost on pace with the record year of 2021, which is a miracle considering the huge declines in the other categories of venture capital. Founders, the capital is there. Bring your best game and keep making it better. And investors, remember your capital will make the difference. Your portfolio returns will do well, and the future of the planet is counting on you. We have a great day of learning ahead. Get ready to take some notes and be inspired. Now, let's get on with the summit.